Hey, welcome back. Got another episode coming at you today. Hopefully, you view this before you do too much of your Christmas shopping, because this has a pretty heavy implication on what 2023 looks like. So, let's get into it. One of the most difficult times of the year for a lot of people financially is Christmas. And what it does is it really affects the next year's budgeting. There's this human condition where we feel obligated during the commercialized season of Christmas. Whether you celebrate it or not, you probably notice that a lot of people are stressed out, which ruins their whole mindset to begin with. But right about the third week in November, you start noticing people are a lot more pissed off, stressed out, rushing around, going and trying to figure out the perfect presents for everyone, spending money that they don't have. And let's be completely honest, if you put it on a credit card and it's not paid off before the end of that cycle, you couldn't afford it. But what humans like to do is try and convince themselves otherwise. They hate that shot in the ego of saying, I can't afford that, which almost makes them go and buy it just to try and prove themselves wrong. This is a really terrible thing that North America has brought on, and that is trying to prove you can live whatever life you want, even though it's beyond your means. And that sets you up to start the new year paying off more debt. Why is that? Most people usually don't become debt, if they're decent at budgeting, they don't become debt free until about July or August. And that's people that are good at budgeting for holidays, seasonal parties and stuff like that. But you're not giving yourself a very good chance to get out of financial stress or set yourself up for any type of investing for the future. I'm going to try and tie all this together because right now it sounds very confusing as to what I'm trying to get at. Next year, this inflated economy is going to show itself in a very ugly way. Forget about the words inflation. Forget about the word recession. You are going to see, if you haven't already, and you've had the blinders on of fake printed money, that's dried up. And it's going to be exponentially worse if you add more credit when things are costing too much right now during the Christmas season. The shit is going to hit the proverbial fan on Blue Monday, which is just a term for the third Monday of January, which is when credit card statements typically come out. And it puts everyone in a really bad mood because they realize that all those gifts that were bought, their kids don't even remember they got them for Christmas because the kids are so entitled and just want the newest, next best thing. Your friends didn't even like the box of chocolates that you got them because you felt obligated to, and they returned another box of chocolates because you made them feel obligated to do it because you bought them one. Everybody's returning all the gifts they never wanted in the first place, which negates all that stress you spent weeks trying to pick out the perfect gifts for everyone. And then on top of it, you get a credit card bill reminding you that you shouldn't have made a mistake. The same one you made 12 months previous. So you start the year off in a pissy mood. People are losing their jobs. Their hours are getting cut. We're going through a period of very opportunistic times if you keep a little bit of money and invest it wisely. 2023 is that great leveling out of the playing field where everyone can see a little bit of positive growth in their life if they have liquidity or the ability to borrow at a low interest rate. But let's be honest, how many low interest rates have you seen right now? I'm telling you right now, mortgage rates are not done going up. I would expect to see another 0.75 increase. So if you have mortgages coming up in the next 6 to 8 months, understand that for us in Canada, they're floating in the fives. And in the US, I believe your 30-year fixeds are about 7.8 right now. Yeah, we can all see close to a point higher. Very realistically. I don't know if you will see that magic 10% in the US, but with the proposed giving away of even more money. I don't care how you feel about that. There's only one thing that comes out of that: even higher prices. Here in Canada, mortgages are just going to go up. I'm not going to go into heavy detail on that stuff. That's a complete separate thing. Please, questions, comments, whatever, we will go deeper into that. What I want to lean into heavily is you have the decision right now. How much money are you going to waste on Christmas? Because Christmas is not one day. It's the weeks of wasted money and stress leading up to it, and then the months of next year paying off what you shouldn't have spent and not taking advantage of investment opportunities that are available to everyone. Don't hate the wealthy because they're going to take advantage of this. Okay? It's not their fault that inflation and recession happens. It's everybody's fault. It's not the government's fault. The government can print all the money it wants. If you don't spend it, it doesn't drive up prices. That's just the reality. You can come at me all you want with that kind of shit. We love to blame someone else for the problems, but the reality is a country's inflation is directly correlated with how much its people spend of the fake money. I'm not going to argue with it. But if you are going to start some type of argument, you better come in with knowledge, not just what your little table sits around and complains about. Because it's clear, if you're in heavy debt that you're having troubles getting out of and you still spend too much at Christmas, you don't have the knowledge to argue this fact. Okay? Let's just call it like it is. You can be mad all you want, but there it is. It's yours and everybody else's fault that things cost too much. So, back to the point at hand. It's okay to buy gifts. It's okay to want to treat your family well during Christmas. But please, whatever you don't have to spend, please don't. Because it's going to hurt you at least twofold over every other year that you've felt an impact come the third week in January. I'm pleading with you. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to have any problems next year. But I also don't want to hear a bunch of people who blew thousands of dollars of credit so they could have Instagram pictures at Christmas. Because Instagram does not give a shit what you get for Christmas. Instagram isn't going to pay your bills because of what you got for Christmas. But you know what is going to happen? Someone's going to be getting your Christmas gifts for a lot less than they were bought for when you have to put them on the market so you can pay rent or buy groceries. Ooh, did I say that out loud? That's right. The only person who's ever going to get something on sale is the person who buys it from the person who couldn't afford it in the first place. Yeah, it stings, doesn't it? The truth always hurts just a little bit. I'll let you think on that. But for now, I'm Chris. That's producer Mac. We're out.